Hi guys, this is really surprising on what Maurice Sam is doing. I am so shocked on what is happening. My beloved viewers, have you ever witnessed a social media moment so spectacularly tone deaf that you had to read it twice just to believe someone actually typed it out and hit post? Well, buckle up because the Nollywood social media streets just served us a piping hot plate of unnecessary drama that nobody ordered, seasoned with a generous dash of disrespect and garnished with pure audacity. What started as what someone probably thought was an innocent compliment turned into a social media wildfire that had fans picking sides faster than people choosing teams for a pickup basketball game. The question everyone's asking isn't just about what was said, but why it needed to be said at all, and more importantly, why certain people are staying suspiciously quiet while the internet burns around them. The drama began when Maurice Sam, a figure who should probably invest in a good social media manager at this point, made a Facebook post that had the subtlety of a fire truck driving through a library at midnight. But here's where it gets interesting. This wasn't just any random post about his latest project or a motivational quote about grinding harder. No, this was a post that somehow managed to drag another person into unnecessary comparisons, specifically targeting Sonia Uch, an actress who has been minding her own business so well that she could probably teach a masterclass on how to stay in your lane 101. The post wasn't just poorly timed. It was like showing up to a funeral with confetti cannons, completely inappropriate and leaving everyone wondering what exactly was going through someone's head when they thought this was a good idea. What made this situation even more bizarre was how the post was structured, almost as if someone sat down and deliberately crafted a way to create maximum chaos while pretending to pay a compliment. The controversial statement read, "She is beautiful, but she is not the only fine girl in Nollywood. Sonia is also an epitome of beauty." Now, on the surface, calling someone beautiful might seem harmless, but anyone with basic social media literacy could see that this was less of a compliment and more of a backhanded comparison disguised as praise. It's like telling someone they're smart, but not the smartest person in the room, technically a compliment, but wrapped in such unnecessary qualification that it loses all meaning and becomes an insult instead. The phrasing alone had people scratching their heads, wondering why anyone would think it's appropriate to diminish one person while supposedly lifting up another. Sonia Uch, the unwitting victim of this social media mess, has been the definition of professionalism throughout her career, consistently staying focused on her craft rather than getting caught up in industry drama or social media feuds. She's the type of actress who lets her work speak for itself, rarely engaging in the kind of attention-seeking behavior that has become commonplace on social media platforms. Her approach to her career and public persona has been refreshingly drama-free, making her an unlikely target for this kind of unnecessary controversy. She's been building her career brick by brick, project by project, without feeling the need to constantly remind everyone of her existence through controversial posts or calculated drama. Her social media presence reflects someone who understands that true professionalism means knowing when to speak and when to let your work do the talking. The timing of this post couldn't have been more peculiar, especially considering that Sonia has never engaged in the kind of comparison games or competitive behavior that seems to drive so much drama in the entertainment industry. While others might be throwing subtle shade or engaging in indirect social media warfare, Sonia has maintained a level of maturity that's becoming increasingly rare in an industry where controversy often translates to increased visibility. She's never made posts comparing herself to other actresses, never thrown shade at her colleagues, and certainly never felt the need to diminish another woman to elevate herself. Her approach to her career has been refreshingly straightforward: focus on the craft, respect your colleagues, and let your talent speak for itself. This makes the decision to drag her into unnecessary drama even more puzzling and frankly, more offensive. What made this entire situation even more interesting was the shifting allegiances that became apparent in the aftermath of the post. A Facebook page that had previously been one of Sonia's most vocal supporters suddenly seemed to be changing its tune, appearing to lean more favorably toward Maurice Sam. This kind of social media flip-flopping is unfortunately common in the age of influencer culture, where loyalty can be as fleeting as the latest trending hashtag. The page's apparent shift in allegiance didn't go unnoticed by eagle-eyed fans who have been following these dynamics for years. It's like watching a friend suddenly start hanging out with someone who's been talking behind your back, technically their choice, but definitely raising some eyebrows and questions about motivations and authenticity. The reaction from the Nigerian social media community was swift and unforgiving, with people calling out the post for what it really was: unnecessary, disrespectful, and poorly thought out. Comment sections became battlegrounds where fans defended their favorites and called out what they saw as blatant disrespect disguised as a compliment. The backlash wasn't just about the specific words used, but about the broader implications of the post and what it represented in terms of how women in the entertainment industry are often pitted against each other for no apparent reason. People weren't buying the "it was meant as a compliment" defense because the structure of the statement made it clear that it was designed to create comparison and controversy rather than genuine appreciation. Nigerian social media users, who are known for their sharp wit and ability to call out nonsense when they see it, didn't disappoint in their response to this situation. The comment sections became a masterclass in creative criticism, with people pointing out not just what was wrong with the post, but why it was wrong and how it reflected broader problems with how women in entertainment are treated. Users brought receipts, context, and most importantly, common sense to a situation that seemed to be lacking all three. The collective response was like watching a group project where everyone actually did their part, coordinated, thorough, and devastatingly effective in dismantling the weak justifications being offered for the controversial post. What made the situation even more frustrating for many observers was the apparent silence from Maurice Sam himself regarding the controversy his post had generated. While the internet was ablaze with criticism and debate, the person at the center of the storm seemed content to let others fight the battles while remaining conspicuously quiet. This kind of post and ghost behavior is particularly galling because it shows a lack of accountability for the consequences of one's actions. It's like throwing a rock through someone's window and then acting surprised when they want to know why you did it. The silence speaks volumes about responsibility, maturity, and the willingness to own up to the impact of one's words. The contrast between how Sonia and Maurice handle social media couldn't be more stark, and this situation highlighted those differences in the most dramatic way possible. While Sonia has consistently used her platforms to promote positivity, share her work, and occasionally advocate for causes she believes in, this particular controversy showed a different approach to social media engagement. Sonia has mastered the art of being present online without being problematic, sharing glimpses of her life and career without feeling the need to create drama or controversy to maintain relevance. Her posts tend to be authentic, positive, and focused on her work rather than on creating buzz through conflict or comparison. The timing of this controversy was particularly unfortunate because it overshadowed what should have been a period of professional focus for everyone involved. Instead of discussing upcoming projects, artistic growth, or industry developments, the conversation became centered on unnecessary drama and hurt feelings. This is exactly the kind of distraction that can derail careers and relationships in an industry where reputation and professional relationships are everything. The entertainment industry is small enough that burning bridges over social media drama can have lasting consequences that extend far beyond a few viral posts and heated comment sections. One of the most telling aspects of this entire situation was how it revealed the different standards and expectations people have for public figures, particularly women in the entertainment industry. Sonia's consistent professionalism and drama-free approach to her career has set a certain standard that people have come to expect from her, which makes her being dragged into unnecessary controversy feel particularly jarring. She's built her reputation on being the type of person who rises above petty drama and focuses on her craft, making this situation feel like a violation of that established persona. It's like watching someone throw mud at a person who's been careful to stay clean. It feels wrong even if the mud doesn't stick. The broader implications of this controversy extend beyond just the individuals involved to touch on larger issues about how women in entertainment are expected to compete with each other rather than support each other. The entertainment industry has long struggled with the tendency to pit successful women against each other, as if there's only room for one woman to succeed at a time. This post fed into that toxic narrative by creating an unnecessary comparison between two successful actresses who should be able to coexist and thrive without being forced into competition. The damage this kind of thinking does to the industry as a whole is immeasurable, creating an environment where collaboration becomes difficult and mutual support becomes rare. What made this situation particularly frustrating for many observers was how it seemed to reward the exact opposite of the behavior that should be celebrated in the industry. Here was Sonia, consistently professional, drama-free, and focused on her craft, being dragged into controversy through no fault of her own, while the person creating the drama faced no apparent consequences for their actions. This sends a troubling message about what kind of behavior gets attention and what kind gets ignored. It's like watching the class clown get all the attention while the students who are actually doing their work get overlooked. It incentivizes the wrong kind of behavior and creates a toxic environment for everyone. The response from fans and industry observers showed that people are increasingly tired of manufactured drama and unnecessary controversy, particularly when it involves dragging unwilling participants into conflict. The comments defending Sonia weren't just about supporting their favorite actress, they were about supporting a principle that people should be able to build their careers without being forced into pointless competitions or comparisons. The passionate defense of Sonia reflected a broader frustration with the way women in entertainment are often treated as disposable pawns in other people's drama rather than as autonomous individuals deserving of respect. Perhaps one of the most damaging aspects of this entire situation was how it threatened to overshadow the actual work and achievements of everyone involved. Instead of talking about upcoming projects, artistic growth, or positive developments in their careers, the conversation became entirely focused on social media drama and hurt feelings. This is exactly the kind of distraction that can derail promising careers and damage relationships that took years to build. The entertainment industry moves fast, and getting caught up in unnecessary drama can cause people to miss important opportunities while they are busy defending themselves or cleaning up messes they didn't create. The silence from Maurice Sam throughout this controversy spoke volumes about accountability and leadership in the digital age. When your words create a firestorm, the mature response is to address the situation, clarify your intentions if they were misunderstood, or apologize if you recognize that you made a mistake. Staying silent while others face the consequences of your actions is not just poor form, it's a failure of basic responsibility. It's like starting a food fight in a restaurant and then slipping out the back door while others have to deal with the cleanup and explain to the manager what happened. The most tragic aspect of this entire situation might be how it perfectly exemplified the way social media can turn what should be supportive professional relationships into sources of unnecessary conflict and drama. Both Sonia and Maurice are talented individuals who should be able to focus on their craft and build their careers without getting caught up in pointless controversies that benefit no one. The fact that a single poorly thought out post could create so much chaos and hurt feelings shows just how fragile professional relationships can be in the age of social media, where every word is scrutinized and every post has the potential to create lasting consequences. Looking at this situation from a broader perspective, it serves as a perfect case study in everything that's wrong with how social media drama tends to unfold in the entertainment industry. You have the unnecessary instigation, the unwilling victim, the shifting allegiances, the passionate fan responses, and the conspicuous silence from the person who started it all. It's like watching a perfectly choreographed disaster where everyone plays their predictable role while the person who could actually end the drama chooses to remain silent. This pattern repeats itself over and over again across different industries and different platforms, suggesting that the problem isn't just with individual behavior but with the systems and incentives that reward controversy over substance. The damage done by this kind of unnecessary drama extends far beyond hurt feelings or temporary embarrassment. It affects professional relationships, career opportunities, and the overall culture of the industry. When people become afraid to support each other publicly for fear of getting dragged into drama, it creates an environment where isolation becomes the norm and collaboration becomes the exception. The ripple effect of situations like this can last for years, affecting not just the people directly involved but everyone who witnesses the fallout and adjusts their behavior accordingly. It's a reminder that words have power, and with that power comes the responsibility to use them wisely. So, what can we learn from this social media train wreck? First, that professionalism and dignity will always win in the long run, even when they are temporarily overshadowed by drama and controversy. Sonia's consistent approach to her career and her refusal to engage in petty drama has served her well throughout this situation, earning her even more respect from people who might not have been familiar with her work before. Second, that silence in the face of controversy you've created is not a strategy, it's a failure of leadership and accountability. And finally, that the Nigerian social media community has zero tolerance for manufactured drama and will always stand up for people they perceive as being treated unfairly. The next time someone thinks about creating unnecessary controversy for attention, they might want to remember how quickly and thoroughly this situation was called out by people who could see right through the thin veneer of compliment to the disrespect underneath. The internet never forgets, and neither do the people who witness this unnecessary drama unfold. What's your take on this situation? Do you think celebrities have a responsibility to be more thoughtful about their social media posts, or is this just part of the entertainment industry's natural drama cycle? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let's continue this conversation, but maybe with a little more respect and a lot less unnecessary comparison.